All right. So, oh shoot, I forgot to put the. Is this week a Spirit Week or is it next week? It's this week. Okay, my bad. I forgot to put the actual days for the Spirit Week up. But just like last week, the main feature of this week's or the theme of this week is finishing up project number 2, which is due on Thursday the 19th. But now I'm actually here to assist you, and we have Jake in 5th period who can also help with 5th period's questions that might be the same as yours, so we can cross over both of those two things. I will update these Spirit Weeks. If anybody knows and everybody wants to help me update these a little bit later, we can, but it is a Spirit Week. And yeah, is Tolo this weekend? Or it's this Saturday? Okay, cool. The 21st. Okay, so today we're just practicing entry and exit tasks. Now that I'm back, I can check in with you, and you can continue to work on Project 2 after I've helped you or provided some extra resources that'll be helpful for that second project. So if you're Google Doodling right now, like I see 2 of you are, or if you're on Sephora, it looks like, if you're Sudokuing, hang on for just a sec, okay? Your objectives are just to complete project number 2 by the deadline, and I want you to understand that there are no such thing as a stupid question. The stupidest question is the one that you don't ask, because I want you asking for help. Remember, the whole point of a classroom and the whole point of me teaching you things is for you to try something you haven't done before. And if it's not making sense, and you're worried about feeling silly or looking dumb by asking a question, you should not worry about that in here. I will never think of y'all as dumb. I will never think of y'all as stupid, because there are no stupid questions. Okay? So definitely your outcomes from today are asking for help. It's really important to me that you get the help that you need when you need it. Okay? Again, just another reminder, project number 2 is due this Thursday, and you complete that through perseverance and nearby neighbor assistance, right? Some of the things in life you just got to do. We've got a lot of those kind of teacher stuff in my life right now, personal and professional. It's just some stuff you got to do. And that's just a part of life, right? So persevering through that will give you what you need. And then assistance from your nearby neighbors, the people who have, maybe you weren't here a day, maybe you weren't here, especially a day like last Monday when I was, maybe you missed something, they will be able to help you because we are a team, right? We're all a 4th period. We're all in here for the same reasons. I'm going to do the tracking your progress real quick as well, and then we'll get to the why and the exit task after I check in with y'all. But as a reminder from last week, you're getting what I'm teaching you right now because you understand how these multi-page websites come together. You understand how sectioning is important and why it's beneficial for web design in general. And you can understand how layout influences info transfer. Sorry, I should have put information transfer right there. When I had you look at Wikipedia last week, it's for a reason, because they put their information in a specific order. And since you guys are kind of copying what Wikipedia does with this project, I wanted you to see how they laid it out so you can do your own version. You're applying, you're doing what I'm teaching you so far because your project number 2 has multiple linked pages. You have your most important information first, which is an idea called the inverted pyramid. I added a link to the PowerPoint if you want to read more about the inverted pyramid. And by the end of the project, you have some personal artistic flair in how you style your page, whether that's very simple, just to communicate information, or whether that's very colorful, very animated. Hi, welcome in. Whatever that looks like, you have your personal flair put onto your webpage. Okay? So what I want to do now, if we go to the home page here, is I just want to see where everybody's at with their project 2 and kind of keep a running list of what 4th period's questions are so far. And what I want to address this week are as many of those questions as I can, but I have to collect all the questions first. Does that make sense? Okay. So that's what we're doing this week, generally speaking. Very simple Monday. We'll have some more detail for y'all on the block days, and you'll just continue to work on project number 2 until it's due on Friday. Tuesday and Wednesday are refinement. By the way, we have the Tolo assembly on Tuesday, and Wednesday is a regular flex. This Thursday is when project 2 is due, so you can complete what you need to complete by then. And then Friday, I have a reward for y'all. Or we're just doing Minecraft again because you've worked really hard these last 2 weeks. Okay? And I got a lot of good sub notes, so you guys were good for everyone who was not me, which I really appreciate. Let's start checking in. So I'm going to come around with my notepad, and I'm just going to write down what questions you're having and kind of take a look at the current state of your project number 2. It doesn't have to be done. Remember, you still have this week to work on it. But I want to see where you're at and how I can help you this week. Okay? Does that make sense? Show me on your thumbs how you're feeling about project number 2 so far. I'm seeing some ups, I'm seeing some sides. Okay, love it. All right, I'll be around in just a sec. That's all we're doing today, so I can help you more on the block days. Here. Why are we doing this? What's the theme of the week? Okay, give me your attention real fast. The screen share is closed, so you'll see it on the video or up behind me. Okay, you're gonna hear this from me a lot this semester, but a lot of the things that we do are going to seem very repetitive because A, they are. A lot of these formulas happen the same way. And B, the more you exercise specific muscles, the stronger they get, right? Just like the more you exercise your brain, the more you remember. The more you exercise your lungs, the better your breath endurance is, right? The continued repetition helps these kind of things stick in your mind. And so the more you see them, the more you practice them, the more you're able to figure out why your thing's not working because you've seen a lot of different versions of it in the past, right? It's a very valuable skill because I, again, want to reiterate, I don't expect you to memorize HTML, right? These aren't necessarily like vocab words. There are kind of vocab words, but a lot of developers that I know don't have every single HTML thing memorized. They know the things that they're doing all the time because they're good at them. And then they apply what they already know to what they want to do and then bridge the gap in between. That's a super valuable skill you're going to use in any type of employment, even outside of web design. Okay? So that's why we're doing this is the continued practice. Think of it like a muscle. The same way you can think of what we're doing. Hang on. The same way you can think about what we're doing like a muscle is applying what you already knew, your pre-existing knowledge about Friends, about Dungeons and Dragons, about Bob Ross, right? All the different topics I've seen so far, and applying it to your new HTML knowledge, you're going to wrinkle your brain further and make yourself smarter, right? Because you're connecting different things that were previously unrelated. You also get to practice your communication skills by presenting your information, kind of like a slideshow. And you also get to express yourself by talking about your interests, your specific wording, your specific formatting, your specific way that you present the info is true to you. And that's a cool part. Web design is very much an art form, right? It might not feel like it because it's just, oh, it's just code or it's just the web or whatever. Like I mentioned last week, these websites have functions, but they also have personal flair because the designers who make them have a vision, and you all have a vision. So just trust that vision a little bit. Your exit task today, and then once I'll check at 12:05, so you have 3 minutes. Opposite of the entry task, I'd like to know which sub was the least helpful this week. Again, I'm not going to share these with them, so you can be honest. I'm just trying to figure out if I have to be gone in the future, which subs were beneficial and which subs we want to have in here more frequently. Okay? I'll check for completion in about 3 minutes. And then our day will end at 12:10, like it normally does. Great job today, y'all. Great job last week. Again, I'm really impressed by your work so far. And keep it up. It's due Thursday.